Hey, this is Flamehawk. We're changing things up a little bit. We're going to have two separate videos, one on the American side, as well as one on the Japanese side with my co-host, the Gentleman Snark. Let's start off with the new Jessica Jones trailer that got released today. It looks pretty good. We see some evidence of what we saw in the last trailer, with the person getting kicked out of her office, as well as her and Luke Cage's relationship. On top of that, we see Kilgrave, aka the Purple Man, coming after Jessica Jones, looking for her to be hunted down again, and not sure why. It could follow the comic route, which they already are doing off of the tortured Jessica Jones, the tortured superhero who did many things against her will, only to be forced to suffer in that separate things by the man known as Kilgrave, as well as different things happening. I don't want to spoil it all for you, but there are some things that you should probably check out in the trailer. It's on her Twitter page, and if you want to go check it out, go right on ahead. Jessica Jones, I don't know how they're going to be dealing with this, just because it's got a very, very dark nature to it due to the content of which happened to Jessica. I mean, Marvel doesn't really go all dark. I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy, that was a campy movie. That was a campy movie by all means. But now, they're going really into the dark, hardcore stuff that I'm not sure how they're going to tread, because I'm not sure if Marvel was really ready for it to be taken on, but since they projected it on Netflix, I guess they can do a lot of other things that they probably wouldn't be able to do in any other medium fashion due to the Netflix nature of the whole not on TV, but it is kind of TV nature to it while not being a movie. Netflix really does bring out the best in the dark kind of Daredevil, Jessica Jones Defender roles, but we'll see what goes on November 20th when it drops. Speaking of Marvel's Netflix series, it looks like Iron Fist may not be happening. Looks like a fallout with Kevin Feige and other Marvel execs are limiting the role of Iron Fist, and it might turn into Shang-Chi, aka the Master of Kung Fu. I'm not sure how that would work. I mean, I know Iron Fist had some limitations due to the whole magic and stuff that no character really established as to date. I know Doctor Strange will be coming out soon with introducing that whole stuff, but would adding Iron Fist into that too soon ruin the whole continuity of the Marvel Cinematic Television Universe? I'm not really sure, but it would have been nice to see him, because he is a good character who often does get the short end of each deal when he's usually involved in. I think this happens due to the restructuring of Marvel and Disney in somehow, because there's a lot of different things going on within that organization that is making projects like Inhumans, Iron Fist, and a lot of other movie and television shows to be shifted around and replaced or removed. But on one note, it does look like we might be getting the Fantastic Four back. That is great news after the last movie. I'm not even going to make a joke about the last movie, because we beat that horse to death. We beat that horse to death. In exchange for Fox's Fantastic Four, Marvel will probably be giving up the X-Men television rights, but I think this is a fair trade-off, because the X-Men television rights probably couldn't really get them that far in the future. So where would that go for the future of Marvel in the MCU? I think we could see Doctor Doom as the next big bad. I mean, that would be great. I mean, Thanos only has a few more movies to appear in before Infinity War, and then he's gone. I mean, I guess they can bring him back in some fashion. I don't know why they would if they already fleshed out the whole Infinity Wars, but they technically probably could leave that on the table. But Doctor Doom would be the next guy up in creating the next arc 3 and 4 of Marvel's MCU. I would really love to see them explore more of the mystical side of the MCU and the characters like Ghost Rider, Blade. I mean, there's more, but I don't really want to get into them right now. Now, let's get on to DC's Supergirl, the show everyone is waiting for. It will be coming out Monday, October 26th. There are a few things that are kind of not researched well, and there are a few errors. I'm going to let you find them for yourselves in the first episode, but there are a few mistakes that cannot go unnoticed. I mean, for what the show represents as a female lead character getting her own series, I mean, it's good. It's empowering the girl version of comics to take more of a stand for what they believe in and other things like that, and self-empowering. It's nice to actually see a feminist point of view on this aspect, as comics are usually male-led and male-dominated. But until that time, I'm just going to be waiting and going to be hoping that the series continues to make it better from the first episode, which isn't bad from a layman viewer's perspective of it. Now on the Krypton side of things, screenwriter David Goyer, the person who wrote The Man of Steel, in a recent interview, he shed some more light on the rumored Krypton series on Sci-Fi, which released last year into the speculation pool, but hasn't really developed in anything since then. But what he's said in a new interview is, in terms of production value, you have to pick your moments. Should we make the show, there will definitely be some big moments. It won't be wall-to-wall visual effects every single moment, in the way that the film was, but we will also be digging into the characters and the culture a lot more. It takes place about 200 years ago, before The Man of Steel. We're treating Krypton like it's a historical piece. We look to the previous cultures on Earth to model what we should be like. We scratched the surface in the film, and for me, that was a lure. I was always fascinated as a kid with the books about Krypton, and they've only said a tiny bit. So we'll learn about the politics of the world, we'll learn about the culture, the art, and the different guilds. I mean, it's definitely interesting to see the new side of Krypton that hasn't been fleshed out that much. And where can they go from here? Because there's not too much info. They can go anywhere they want. They kind of have a blank slate. They can go... They just have to follow a few certain things. And other than that, they can make it whatever they want, which is a nice aspect. Because the screenwriting for The Man of Steel was nice. But should we see the Krypton in a series, I'm not sure how that would work. Because the whole different aspects to the sides of television versus movies would definitely change the dynamics of the two. But we aren't sure if we're even going to be getting this, because he said, should we make the show, not when we make the show. That means that it's still in the air if it's actually going to be picked up and fleshed out. It's in the works, but a lot of things in show business can really change all of a sudden. We do look like we see a date for Kingsman 2, and that will be in June 16th in 2017. I'm not sure how they're going to be bringing back people, because, as you know, if you've seen the movie, there's a lot of characters they can't bring back, because Yeah, you know why. If you saw the movie, and if you haven't, it's a decent watch. It's gonna be a summer blockbuster. Not too much info has been said on it, but we have heard mumblings of an American Secret Service to parallel Kingsman. We dived into that a little while ago, but what we know about it is not too much, because they're kind of keeping the secret under wraps. Now going down under, Thor Ragnarok is about to start production in Australia in June 2016. A little while away, but I mean, we don't want it to be rushed. The film will start pre-production in Queensland, Australia in January 2016, just around the corner, with the filming beginning June and the movie coming out in November 2017. Louis D'Espianato, co-president of Marvel, said Queensland offers an amazing and diverse backdrop for Thor Ragnarok, and we are very excited to bring this film to such an incredible locale. Marvel Studios would like to thank the Queensland government for helping to make this a reality. Now, I haven't been there, but I've looked it up, and it looks like a nice place. I can definitely see where they're going to go with this in Ragnarok, as far as set design, but a lot of things can change from the comics to the movies, as we've seen, as some movies aren't really all that faithful. Guardians of the Galaxy kind of being one, which it changed a good amount. But that will definitely be a good movie to round out Phase 3. Hey you, PC gamer. Yes, you. We have some great news for you. Halo 5 is dropping soon, and it looks like we can see Halo 5, which is releasing in the next week, will be coming to the PC. However, it doesn't have a time frame, and it's not official yet, but it does look like we will be getting a Halo 5 Guardians coming to PC. I know a lot of people are PC gamers, and they like Halo, so if we can actually get this on there, that would be great. And one quick thing in comic book news, the Shield of Archie's Comics' new Dark Circle imprint looks to be pretty good. It looks like a Captain America knockoff, but it is not. It is pretty good in all fashions, and that is my pick of the week. And I'm going to end on Star Wars. I'm just going to leave it as there's a new trailer released. I'm not going to watch it because of spoilers. I know that's kind of what I do, is look for news and events of nerd events. But this movie I want to actually enjoy. And you can't fully enjoy a movie if you know all about it going in, because that takes all the suspense and questioning out of the movie. And Star Wars, that's a great franchise, and I would not want to be ruining like that. Similar to how a movie that shall not be named kind of ruined it in some fashion. Until next time, stay classy. This is Flamehawk, signing off.